What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the music review live stream series. I am your host, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team,
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. Listen, if it's your first time here, make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure you're hitting that, tapping that screen, liking the live, sharing the live with all these people that are looking to get their music listened to. If you're not familiar with us, like I said, we're a part of Multi-Platinum Production Team Arkatech Beatz. I am responsible for producing for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, Big Pun, Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Raekwon the Chef, The Game, Jadakiss, Max B, French Montana, Shorty Low, Alley Boy the Don, Trouble, Waka Flocka Flame, Killer Mike, Freddie Gibbs, and so many in between. Ace, what up? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We are taking some submissions. We're listening to some joints. I'm going to put the link into the chat in just a hot second. In the meantime, while we let this algorithm heat up, it's a Friday night, man. Just listening to some joints, you know what I mean? I want people to submit their records. Soundsurge.com. That's the new platform. Here we'll be listening to your music, and at the same time, your music will be put into the ecosystem. Yes, we are listening to a few AI joints. You know, as long as you wrote them and or produced them. You follow? But we also like to give feedback on AI music. Make sure folks are executing it in the right way. Folks that are AI artists, you know. Make sure you check us out on our school community, school.com/Future Producer Society. We're teaching the music business, everything in between, music production, music publishing, copyright. Shout out to everybody in the live. Our producer group is new and it's growing. Like I said, I'm teaching everybody everything I know about the game now. It's free to join. Let's go. Get ready to listen to some joints. Shout out to everybody jumping in the live. Ace, what up? Thank you. Listen, man, listen, man, there's so much going on right now. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Shout out Max B, $1 Million Baby 4 coming soon. You know, with production by us truly. Listen, I can't make it up, man. I'm trying to tell you what it is. If you're not familiar with Arkatech Beatz production, just go listen to Max B while you do that. I thought I told you before. You didn't listen. If you're not familiar, get familiar. If you're not familiar with, Raekwon and Jadakiss and all the stuff that we did, get familiar. Go get familiar with the Prodigy. Go get familiar with the Freddie Gibbs and everything in between. Get familiar. Right? We're real to this. We're true to this. We're going to jump into this first joint called Misery, man, by, GDM 7. That's actually a chord, right? It's that G minor 7. Shout out to him. Let's get into this joint. Let's take a listen to it. For folks who may not be familiar, Kaz, what up? Folks are submitting into this new platform. It is a new music discovery platform. It is called SoundSurge, SONDSURGE, surge.com. And the thing that I like about this the most is the music that you guys submit. As long as I get to review your music, I get to listen to your music, of course, give us our professional feedback, and kind of help folks get ready for release. Once you decide to release your music, then you can actually put it inside of this system, and this system gives us a charting system. It gives us a system for discovery, for other artists to hear other artists, for other listeners to support other artists. It's a great, great situation. It's in its very beginning stages. We don't normally stamp our stamp of approval on things unless we use them. For those who know about us, we're very early brand ambassadors for stuff like Song Trust, stuff like Splice, like things that people are really using. They come to us, they ask us to test it out to see if it really works. I believe that this can be a situation for a lot of independent artists to have a mechanism for discovery, for engagement. And probably the most important thing in the independent game that nobody's going to talk about is going to be collaboration. Folks have to stop hating on each other. Folks have to start supporting other people's music. That's the only way it's going to grow. That's the only way we're going to keep the ecosystem alive, right? So we're going to see where it goes. Ace, you use the Nero link. I got you. So I'm going to jump into that in a hot second. We're going to do on this Misery joint real quick, and then we're going to jump onto the Nero side for anybody that may submit a skip on that side. Now you good, bro. Don't worry about it. This joint is called Misery.
Will I lose my mind or will I lose my heart? I love to unpack all this trauma, I just don't know where to start. I get this feeling in my gut, the kind that keeps it when it's dark, the kind that whispers in my ear to kill myself. I guess I'm marked, but you already knew that, right? I always overshare and heart. Hello misery, you miss me? Ooh, I love this fucking part. This is where you sit beside me silently and watch me slowly fall apart. Tell me everybody leaves because I'm just a dumb retard, and every bridge I've ever built was just another match to spark. I never wanted to explode, I detonate, you can't disarm me, cause if I say this shit too loud, they might realize that I'm bizarre. Or worse, not even caring, that cuts deeper than it all. So I keep bleeding over beats of tragic tragedy of art. I'm Shakespeare if he wrote bars, destructive dialect, the chronic side effect of open scars. Hoping maybe if you hear me, I won't disappear this hard. Hello misery, you miss me? Ooh, I love this fucking part.
I know you miss me too. What did I see in you when it was me and you? Hello, I know you're missing me. There's always misery, and you just want company.
Hello misery, my one and only dirty bitch that stole my heart. Watch me break down yet again, and I don't mean break down these bars. I won't elaborate, I lacerate, I gash your flesh, you're bleeding hard. Stinging like an open cut, assault and battery. I batter him on any beat, I challenge him to bring the beef. I guarantee on everything I love that any MC that steps to me will fall the second that I load this beat back up in Mixcraft. Hello misery, I miss your bitch ass.
Hello, I know you miss me too. What did I say? seeing you when it was me and you. Hello, 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 you're missing me. Cause I'm this misery. You just want company.
Yeah. Relax and take notes and watch me demonstrate how all these rappers ain't close. I'm getting money fast, something like Usain Bolt. She thinks she know it all, but she really fake woke. But shawty take dick better than she take jokes. I stack money by using rappers as scratch dummies. Rap God, you go against me, then it's blasphemy. Don't you know I stay around shooters that are blasphemy? None of you haters about to hold me down. Look, I'm done playing games, dog, we back to business. Fuck all these small pups that be acting vicious. I'd kill a motherfucker about them rapping dishes. No loose ends, we'll probably whack the witness. Misery lives company, that's why I walk alone. Don't need that type of energy when I be in my zone. Girl, I knew that you was trouble and still brought you home. Hello, misery, I know you been missing me.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hey.
I know you miss me too.
I know you miss me.
What did I see in you when it was me and you?
Hey.
Point I name a battle, one that any rapper around. It's open season every season. If you rap it all, personal file violation. I'm checking your ass like.
Shout out to G-7. This is a record called Misery. I don't know if this is a. Oh, wait a minute. This is not a group. This is featuring some folks. Danny Reynolds and some other folks. So there's a few things with this record that I think can improve. I think on the main level, this record can improve with one, inserting the hook in the beginning of the record. I think that would help this record to move a little bit better. The issue also that I'm noticing is that the hooks are only 4 bars, right? Like we cannot. Let me tell you what we can't do. We can't reduce the hook to give us more verses. And this is what it seems like these guys did, is that there's too many people on the song, or they're rapping too long. And what's that's doing is they're saying, well, the way that we can compensate for that to give ourselves more bars is to essentially make the hook only 4 bars and kind of keep it moving. And I think that is really a bad strategy, because, you know, bars will get you in the game, but bars may not necessarily keep you in the game. You know, right? What'll keep you in the game is going to be good songs, right? That is the thing that I think we have to find the nice balance on. Is that we always like guys for their talent and for as far as their lyrical ability and being able to rap, but the true business of the music business is that it becomes a songwriting contest. You know, so bars are important to kind of showcase your ability and your talent, but it's not enough to make sure that we get you to commercial viability. It's not enough to give you a long career. It's just not, and it's just something that I can only speak about only because you have to realize that my first record that I ever produced for Capital Punishment, which was Capital Punishment on Big Pun's first album, you know, and it went platinum, and we're still here, right? So you got to look at the amount of time that I've been in this business, right? Still making records for guys, you know, just sending off some stems for a placement today. I can't talk about it just yet, but I'm just telling you guys, like, this is just the nature of the business. So the first issue that we're going to have with this song is that it only has the 4-bar hook, right? First verse is 12-bar rap, perfect. We go into a 4-bar hook. That doesn't necessarily work. He has a good 4-bar hook. He should just repeat it twice. So you can do the 4 bars, repeat it 2 times, make that the hook. Then what he does is he comes back for 8 bars, goes back into a 4-bar hook. Then his guy comes in for 16 bars to rap. This is a no-no, right? We're not doing 12, 8, 16, and then a hook and then another rap again. It's like we don't have the attention span for that. It's like that doesn't really make it go there unless the beat is like extremely like out of this world, and unless the bars in the song and the hook are out of this world. And right now we're kind of just teetering around a little bit average, right? You know, decent hook, you know, decent bars. Some of the stuff to me is a little wordy, right? Not necessarily, you know, counting on the ones, you know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily have that bounce, that cadence, right? It's kind of, you know, we're kind of rapidy rapping, right? And I call that rapidy rapping because we're putting in too much words, you know, trying to make it sound overly intelligent, right? Or overly lyrical, and it's kind of a thing where we're just putting in too much words. And I think that sometimes gets us off of making like superior songs. So, you know, that'll be my feedback on that, man. That's Misery. I still want people to hear this, right? So we're gonna push this record over to the chart if it's not already there, and I want people to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And if people like it, then you upvote it. At the same time, for folks who are not familiar with this platform, like I said, we do have it's a chart system here, and it does allow people to find your song, click your song, listen to your song. You have to remember, every time somebody clicks on these links and goes to the platform to listen to your record, whether it be YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you may have it as far as a DSP, that play is going to count as a royalty, right? So this is going to be one of those platforms that not only do you get reviewed, but you're going to be in a situation where people will be able to listen to your music, help to make the algorithm move for you on those native platforms, and you'll be able to have all types of analytics inside of here. So this is part of I think the new generation of, like I said, music discovery. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're going to jump into this joint right here called Games. And I'm Ace the Songwriter. Shot a joint over through a skip on the other platform. I saw Nero. Shout out to those guys. Let's see, this is Song Games. This is written by you, produced by who? Hold on. Who's this produced by? AI Volks. God created Suno. Looking for an artist, right, to rebuild the production. Okay? Let's take a listen to it. Let's see what it do.
Boy, yeah.
Born Ready, I see you. What's up? Arkatech Beatz, I see you. What's up?
Boy, I'm not about to lose me, but you gonna lose me. Cause you playing all these games. Why you keep on playing all these games? No, really, why you out here playing all these games? I met you at the mall out in Jersey. You was with your boys trying on to fit it. You was looking good, so I told you you should get it. You act like you didn't hear me. Then you looked my way and said you were hanging up your jersey. I overheard you tell your boys you were done with the streets. You were about to turn 30. So I gave you my IG, cause you was eyeing me. Who would've known it was all a lie? You sold me a dream, said you wanted a family. Brought me to all the cookouts and let me meet your granny. But that was just a play, you didn't want nothing real. You were still building your roster while telling me I was the only one. I tried to forgive and forget, but that would be something that I would regret. I tried to give you the best of me. I was even cooking you my mama's recipes, and what you gave me in return, just a bunch of heartache and lessons to learn. Boy, I'm not about to lose me, but you gonna lose me. Cause you playing all these games. Why you keep on playing all these games? No, really, why you out here playing all these games? I'm not even the type that would go around snooping in your stuff, but some of these stories you were telling just wasn't adding up. I didn't wanna believe it, I thought you was a real one. You're not the type that would be playing these games. Then you started to change, always having bad connection is the lie that you told me. Then I seen a DM from a girl that said you owe me. So you just playing in my face after I let you stay with me when you got kicked out of your place. And when I tried to bring it up, you wouldn't even let me speak. You told me it was all in my head. Now you shocked I'm pulling back. Boy, you wanna be outside. You overplayed your hand thinking I would let it slide. I tried to forgive and forget, but that would be something that I would regret. Boy, I tried to give you the best of me. I was even cooking you my mama's recipes, and what you gave me in return, just a bunch of heartache and lessons to learn. Boy, I'm not about to lose me, that you gonna lose me? Cause you playing all these games. Why you keep on playing all these games? No, really, why you out here playing all these games?
Yeah, I got 900 songs in that queue, yes. Shout out to everybody that jumping into the live. That's Games by Ace, the songwriter. Ace said he wrote the song, said the record is kind of produced by AI. This is what I'm gonna say, man. Honestly, yo, don't spam my comments, bro. If you want your record to get listened to, man, just submit the record, dog. It's that easy. Don't spam my comments with that. All right. So the way that I would say is like that. Nah. You can submit it to SoundSurge. That I have the link. I put the link in the bio, right there, or a link right here, or you can submit it to the Nero link. But again, that's 900 songs in that queue. So the only way you'll get through that is going to be through a skip, super skip, or throne. I'm gonna be on live tonight for maybe another 40 minutes to an hour. I'm listening to joints. We're currently working on projects. We're currently working on a lot of different things in between. So, we listen to what we can, how we can. So this Games record, right? I'm listening to this game record. Shout out to Ace, the songwriter. I want you to pay attention to something with this, Ace. And this is what I will tell a lot of folks who are using Suno, right? Suno is going to give you, like I always say, it's going to give us these excellent vocals. It's going to give us this sultry voice, these hooks that sound magical, and everything in between. But what's going to happen, and when you start learning, what you start realizing, is that once you're sitting on this side of the fence and people submitting their songs, they start to sound the same. Right? They start to sound the same. And what it requires people to either start to really put some real human writing into it. That's the first thing. And then the second thing it requires folks to do, it requires folks to produce the actual song itself, right? Going into Suno Studio, moving certain parts of the song, trying to make the song work in terms of good song structure. Because what I hear on this record is that it has like a decent verse. It has like a decent hook, but these things are all probably too long, meaning they're going instead of going in the regular 8-bar cadence, they're extending into like an off-bar cadence, which is like 10 bars, right? So instead of the hook ending on bar 8, it's going into bar 10, and then your verses are then going a little bit longer on the first verse versus the second verse. On Suno tends to make the first verse longer, tends to make the second verse shorter, and then the hooks sometimes variate. The hooks are sometimes slightly different in terms of the way that they're executed from hook 1 to hook 2. So it's incumbent on you now to take the output that's coming out of Suno, go into Suno Studio, and then by going into Suno Studio, you have to basically you're going to have to dissect this song, and you're going to have to move parts around to make this song work, and it has to follow some traditional songwriting and melody type terms, right? Because this is going to be the issue that you're going to run into if you run into somebody and you want them to re-record your record. He said producers are writing 2-bar loops. They're writing 2-bar loops. The 2-bar loops are extended into 4, 8s, and 12s, right? So they're making 2-bar loops. But what I'm saying to you is that a hook, what is a hook going to be? Is it going to be 10 bars, or is the hook going to be 8 bars? If you go listen to any Michael Jackson song, is it 10 bars or is it 8 bars? I'll wait, since you know better than I do. Right. So what I'm trying to say, in a general sense, is if you're looking to get these things pitched, if you're looking to make sure that you're not in the studio trying to explain that there's a variation, right? Then your best bet is to follow what's already kind of lined out for you. It makes it easier for you to sell what you got that you're moving to trying to sell. When you're a new songwriter, when you're a new producer and you're trying to get into these rooms, you don't want to do things that are too far out of the norm when you haven't developed a relationship yet. You haven't developed a relationship with any artists or producers that'll give you the ability to give them variations or to give them anomalies or to give them things that is trying to push the envelope, because you haven't developed the relationship to show them that what you know or what you're trying to do will make them money or make them successful. That's the only time that we should be looking to do any types of variations to try to sell any types of things that are going to be different from the norm, is when you've developed a very strong relationship and when you have a track record of actually delivering results when it comes to records. When you have platinum records, gold records, when you got a couple of things that are going, you got that name recognition, then you can go into some of these rooms and you can say, hey, let's try something different. Sometimes, but you still have to read the room, because in some cases, you may not even be able to do that, right? You can actually be an accomplished producer with some credits and still not have a say-so, right? Because you're dealing with artists that in some cases that are really kind of above reproach, and some of them don't even want that type of feedback, right? It really depends on their pen game. It depends on how open they are to really being produced, right? That's part of the reason why a lot of the music is failing, is because a lot of artists are not really open to being produced. A lot of artists just kind of want the beats and kind of want to do what the fuck they want to do. And then they wondering why these songs sometimes ain't really hitting. And it's because the producers might be able to introduce ideas or ways of doing things that make more sense. But because they're not really listening or paying attention, they may be like, well, I want to do it the way I want to do it. It's always kind of worked this way. It's like, okay, you could try it the way you want to try it, right? So the main thing that we're trying to do in this forum is we're trying to introduce ideas, and we're trying to make sure that we're creating different things that make different sense in terms of, listen, you want to get your songs placed with the biggest and the best in the business. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. Like, you're trying to do that. But what you also need to make sure that you're not doing, you need to make sure that you're not creating what I say friction. You don't want to create the friction inside of these rooms. You're going into these rooms and you're like, yo, you know, I got this beat, but this beat is doing something kind of wonky. It's like these things create friction. And remember, you only got a certain type of time and you only got certain chances to make good impressions. Once you kind of ruin that, you're out the game. You follow? So, back to this games record, I would tell you that I would like you to see if you can find a different way to have it arranged properly, right? When I say arranged properly, we want to look at maybe 4 bars on the intro, going into the verse, 8 bars going into maybe a transition mini bridge for 4 bars before we go back to a hook, 8-bar hook maximum, then go back to the same thing, 4-bar transition, then we're going to go back into a hook again, maybe going to a bridge, maybe going into a breakdown, but in most cases just kind of, you know, finishing your record. You should be done about maybe by like give or take a little under 3 minutes. And then that puts you in a situation where you have a record that's pretty much ready to go out here and get it kind of pushed around and moved around, and then see how people respond to it. Ace, how many songs have you already done inside of the Suno, or are you just starting out? And have you considered just basically making an entirely AI artist? You know what I mean? And trying to establish the AI artist that will help to be part of the way that you establish yourself as a songwriter and or producer. And let me ask you another reason. Why are you looking for a producer to reproduce it? Because in most cases, we can use the production out of Suno as is, as long as you pay for a premium tier. So, you know, are we looking for them to add on to it? Are we looking for them to add more of a human element to it for copyright reasons? Like, what's the logic behind it? A lot of tracks. You're not into the AI artist. Well, like I said, there's always different ways to showcase your talent. Like, if you're trying to get, you know, producers and you're trying to get people into what it is that you're doing, you know, just write the stuff yourself, right? If you need to add some musical elements to that, you can always do that. through a third-party app like maybe FL Studio or something like that. It just kind of depends. But thank you for submitting it. For submitting that, I appreciate that. It's being submitted through. We're gonna jump into this next joint called. Did that say Apple? Shaheb Thackeray. All right, I think that might be it. I don't want to butcher the song, or the name of it, but let's see what it sounds like.
सर सेनापती मान्यता माननीय शिवसेना प्रमुख श्रीमान बाळासाहेब ठाकरे यांचा कोणाला रे कोणाला
Does anybody know what language that's in? Just before I continue, and I just want to make sure that I'm not playing something that's, because I see Arabic on the screen, so I want to make sure that I'm not playing something that's against community guidelines or some way or case, right? Could be some sort of anthems or something that I'm not privy to. But so far, so good. It sounds pretty okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not playing something I'm not supposed to be playing. Does anybody understand? Or, one of those things, I guess. Shout out for them for submitting it. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. They said, why is there a queue? Why do I have a large queue? Okay, so the reason why I have a large queue is that I go live every night, almost, right? Give or take. We go live pretty much every night. It depends on what kind of sessions I got going on, depending on what I got going on. I leave the queue open. People submit their music. We're streaming on all platforms, right? And we have all verified accounts. So it doesn't really take long for it to really build up the queues. In case you're not really getting that. Again, if you want to submit it, you submit it. If you want me to listen to it, I'll listen to it. If there's people in front of you, you pay to get in front of them. That's it. That's it. So, I can only go but through so many songs at a time because I really listen to people's music here. You follow? I don't do the thing where I listen to 10 seconds and skip. I try to listen to people's music unless it's kind of playing something that I'm not too sure of, right? Like this record, I'm not sure of what this record is. So it kind of gives me a little bit of pause. And then sometimes people are trying to use the platform to kind of like spam messages or troll. So, sometimes they'll submit something that has like these weird sounds or something like that. So I don't want to, do that sort of thing. Shout out to Richard Sharks. He said he just submitted this Money Hungry joint. We're going to take a listen to it. Folks, if you're not joining the Sound Surge, make sure you're joining the Sound Surge. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on here. Got some records that are hitting these charts. For the artists that are jumping in, make sure you're listening to other folks' stuff, man. Check it out. If you like it, upvote it. If you don't like it, just leave it where it is. Leave some comments, do some shares. Like the only way that you can get your music to get listened to is if you listen to other people's music. I think that kind of works in a good kind of exchange system in a way. But let's take a listen to this other joint real quick. He just submitted this while I was on the live with him. It's Richard Sharks. He says he's money hungry. Let's see. Let's see how money hungry he really is.
Money hungry, they don't make money, so I don't ever message them. I'm tired of accepting them. Honestly, I just had enough of them. Empty tummy, I got money hungry, they don't make money, so I don't ever message them. I'm tired of accepting them. Honestly, I just had enough of them. So I I've been bugging, cause they keep talking like I did something, just be focused on our money. That sweet, sweet honey, got the plan right on me, can't take that from me, can't chillin' the whip that I'm spinning. They hate way too much, that's what I'm dealing. Mind steady killing, that make me the villain. Got me stressing, about to lose my hair, bald head like Krillin. I am 1 in a million, that is something that I figured. I like my girls petite, sometimes thicker. It's even better when they have less layers. Can't talk too much, can't fuck with this player. Now they know that I drop this. They hate it more cause they know that I got this. I rap way too often, like it's a problem. Need my bank account bigger and my pockets fatter. Empty tummy, I got money hungry. They don't make money so I don't ever message them. I'm tired of accepting them. Honestly, I just had enough of them. Empty tummy, I got money hungry. They don't make money so I don't ever message them. I'm tired of accepting them. Honestly, I just had enough of them. They still hating on me, that I'm not surprised. Freedom is on my mind, that I have to prioritize. Stop my own grind, that I can't compromise. Money is what I chase, desperation in my own eyes. I have to get rich, I need to become the aggressor. Take it with anger, in that manner I'm a fucking winner. Can't chill with losers, can't waste.
Shout out to Richard Sharks. They be playing the joint Money Hungry. Richard, where you from, bro? So that I can get an idea where you're from. I'm trying to see what the situation is or where you're coming from on this one. For the most part, you know, it has a decent beat in terms of where your vocals are. I like where your vocals are in terms of it being listenable, that I can hear you, that you're actually on the track mixed decently. What I have a little bit of an issue with is really the cadence of it, right? Because it kind of feels a little bit rigid, and it doesn't really have the natural cadence that I will really listen for with that. But it may be because of a language barrier, and it may not just be because of that, right? Because I don't know if English is your first or second language. I'm not sure. It doesn't sound like it. So if indeed that is the case, then that's understandable. Typically what we will be listening for is for folks that are going to be listening to these things, they're going to be listening to stuff that really is going to have a good flow, really going to have a good cadence that doesn't sound like we're trying to, we're rapping on it, but it kind of feels like we're just kind of missing the beat because of the rigidity of it. People kind of like to hear folks that are on the beat, that's kind of flowing on the beat, being able to kind of get through that. So again, I don't know if that's a language barrier. That's what kind of stands out to me. And then when we go into the second verse, it's kind of like it's not picking up. It's kind of, like degrading a little bit in terms of its vocal quality, because you're doing this little stanza where it's a little bit different, and then we're trying to go into the second verse or rapping in the second verse, and it kind of starts off kind of slow for me, and it doesn't kind of do what I would like it to do in terms of like as we get into a second verse, it starts really, the record is supposed to start being really building up, The hook is decent, has a 4-bar, it repeats, it's in the front, middle, and end, as it should be. So from a song structure perspective, it's working the way that it needs to work, right? But that's my feedback on that, man. That's Money Hungry by Richard Sharks. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Folks that are looking to submit their music, please make sure that you're submitting it to the links on the screen. For folks who are part of our legacy system, meaning they have these in the old queue, I will be listening to some joints inside of there as well. We'll be going sometimes back and forth. This kind of depends on the time. But for the most part, we're trying to get folks onto the sound search platform because it gives folks the ability, like I said, to have a broader net for music discovery. And I think that it works pretty decently. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. For those who are jumping into my Digi Vitar, what up? Lonnie Life, what's up? Lonnie Law, what's up? Shout out to folks that are jumping into the record, jumping into the live. Lonnie Lau got the #1 record on this chart as of right now. I'm broke, baby. He says, I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. You know what I mean? So a couple of folks will be checking it out, listening, seeing what it is. Lonnie, make sure you fill out your profile on that platform on the Sound Surge, man. Add some photos and stuff. Give folks the ability to kind of get an idea of who you are. And I know it's going to seem like another social media platform, but I think what people are not realizing in this again is that when folks are going in and they're looking and they're checking out songs, those are real clicks. Those aren't bots. Those are real people going in to listen to stuff. And have I heard your track already? I just listened to your track, so I'm not sure if did you go away or were you swiping? I just listened to your track and I just gave the feedback. So you'll probably have to watch that on the replay on YouTube. I was out here asking you where you was from and everything, and you wasn't answering. You know what I'm saying? Folks be submitting their records and say, hey, listen to my joint, and then you're not even on the joint when I listened to it and I gave you the feedback. How disrespectful. It needs some work. Where you from, bro? London. London by way of? I know London is where you might be right now, but London by way of where? I know everybody's just not from London. They're from London, but they're from, their lineage is from another place. London is a melting pot right now. Oh, born and raised. And your family? Yeah, so the way I'm listening to it, I was saying in a nutshell that the rap cadence to me is kind of rigid. I feel like it doesn't have the flow that I would like per se. I feel like, especially for rap, we got to be a little bit more on the beat. Okay, makes sense, Sierra Leone. All right, so it makes sense now. So that's why when I'm listening to it, it kind of feels like there's a language barrier, even though I know it's it's like it kind of doesn't feel like it's like on the money. What I did like the way that you structured your record. I did like where it was mixed per se. I feel like your vocals were like high enough for me. I would just like to have you really, really, really trying to practice that flow and making sure that it's when you're really rapping and you're spitting out, that it's not sounding like you're reading off of a page. It's not sounding rigid. It's sounding like, okay, you got a little bit more fluidity to it. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, everybody that's submitting their records. For those who, again, are jumping into our chart system, let's make you listen to one of the songs that'll look like number one, which is Lonnie Lau. And that is I'm Broke, Baby.
Don't ask me for money, please don't ask for a favor. For a favor? Don't. You trippin', don't. I'm broke, baby. Don't ask me for money, please don't ask for a favor. Not ask me for shit, I don't fuck with you, bitch. Why? I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. Yeah. I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. Please don't ask me for a ride, better off getting left. You were begging that bitch and I ain't cash that shit. Why? I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. Yeah. I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. Yeah. Don't ask me for no money, please don't ask for a favor. Do not ask me for no sugar, bitch, you surely my neighbor. Even if you was, I wouldn't give you that or a penny. I tried to fuck with you some months ago, you weren't fucking with me. Now you see me piped up, fooling, you tryna cool it. See my pinky ring shining like it fresh out of cooler. Know I look like, smell like, walk like money. I'm broke, baby, you ain't getting shit from me. AJ Moonwalk out my DM, trying to be a nigga beam. I don't need them type of issues. Stop that crying, here go tissue. Always trying to use a nigga, watch my TV and shit. I'm broke, baby, no cable, I got a 5-stick. Don't ask me for money, please don't ask for a favor. Not ask me for shit, I don't fuck with you, bitch. Why? I'm broke, baby, I'm broke, baby. Yeah, I'm broke, baby, I'm broke, baby. Please don't ask me for a ride, better off getting left. You were begging that bitch and I ain't cash that shit. Why? I'm broke, baby, I'm broke, baby. Yeah, I'm broke, baby, I'm broke, baby.
Shout out to Lonnie Loud, man. Like I said, man, y'all can jump on the Sound Surge. For folks who are maybe just watching, right? Say for folks who are just watching and they're like, yo, I like that song that somebody was playing, such and such and such. You can always go to soundsurge.com, listen to, go to the charts. And if they are on the chart, you know, then you'll be able to go and you'll be able to, you know, listen to the song yourself, add it to your playlist, like it, save it. All of those things, all of those actions help the independent artist. It helps their algorithm, right? One, they get some traffic, incoming traffic. Two, it notifies Spotify that, you know, there's traffic coming to it, to the artist. It shows that people are listening to it. It's going to generate a royalty. And if enough people do that, then it might find itself on some algorithmic playlist, which may help the artist, again, get additional traction. Like, that's what I like about this platform. So I know people are like, well, I'm submitting my song for you to listen to. It's a little bit more layered than that, right? I'm giving guys the feedback so they can get their records to be the best that they could be, right? Like, that's the main thing. The main thing is to get your songs as good as they can possibly be to get the feedback. Like, the truth of the matter would be, is like, what would you really pay for somebody who's a platinum producer, multi-platinum producer, who's worked with probably the top 25 rap artists of all time? Let's put that in perspective. To sit into your session and tell you what to do. What would you pay? So imagine being able to do that by going through a simple music review session. Like, folks are not really realizing. You know, when folks say, hey, man, you don't put nobody on, you don't really realize how you're getting put on. Yo, folks, you don't help nobody. You're not realizing how much help you get. Folks are not thinking about it the way that they really need to think about it. Right? When I say that, I have a verified platform on all these platforms, and I'm playing your song. Right? You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's jumping in. People are jumping in and out of my live all day. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's following. You know what I'm saying? You got to take advantage of these opportunities that are there. The opportunities present themselves in different ways, and I don't think people are catching that, right? Sometimes folks look at it too much. And I understand, too, what the situation is for a lot of people at the same time, is that the internet is so full of charlatans and such fake and fraud people, and people are not really trying to help anybody, that it puts everybody on the defensive and thinking that everything is kind of scammy. I get it. You know what I mean? I do. But that's another reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I was in those positions. I was in a position where people were not trying to help. I was in a position where people were gatekeeping. I was in those positions. I understand how those things feel. And I always said, anytime I get if I get into a position where I can help like-minded people, and that's the key word, like-minded people, then I would do it. Right? It's about like-minded people. I can't help the crabs now. I can't help the frauds. I can't help the suckers. I can't do that. I got too much integrity for that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not into that part of it. So if that's what you into, if you into the scams and you into sucker shit and all that, just keep it pushing. And not a platform for you. You know what I'm saying? But what we are trying to do here is we're trying to help a lot of folks. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're tapped in, man. And we're tapped into a lot of things, man. It ain't just music. You know, we're tapped in. Hold on. What record is this? This record is Flash by Fast Papa Vic. Fast Pate Vic. My bad.
Floaty, turn that shit up.
I'm in traffic by my lonely, know that G-Lock got my back. I gave a ring to the streets and I will never take it back. I be showing so much love, but I don't never get it back. The shit that's spitting out this chop is giving niggas heart attacks. He ain't seen me creep up, but he for sure seen a flash. Hopped the fence, he dropped his pipe, that nigga car went to the back. They said, Vic, where you at? I said, somewhere in my bag. Fucking bitches getting money, young nigga living fast. I've been running out of love, I think my daughter got my last. I've been beating up that road, I'm only stopping for a bag. Niggas said they on my head, all these niggas do is cap. If I get the low right now, my baby
he do is finna grab him. On the road getting to it, lately I've been MIA. I'm hard to reach, I ain't picking up my phone unless it's paid. Bad bitch, she shaking ass, so I sit back, roll a eight. Nigga said he was gonna kill me, went outside and got faked. I'm a block bleeding bandit, catch a nigga up in traffic, switching lanes off the juice, I keep it fully automatic. Really like my bitches classy, but I low-key like I'm ratchet. I don't know who to choose, I fuck them once and then I pass them. Tell my bros that they could have them, pouring O's inside a Fanta. Said she got
his hook should have came back in by now. Somebody got to tell y'all to stay on the flow, man. Y'all are killing me, man. Like y'all, it's like y'all are just rapping nonstop. No, it's like this. You guys, like, it's almost as if you guys don't hear the beat. I'm wondering about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta hear the beat, dog. Like you gotta hear how these folks are. Like you gotta hear like I the only thing that I could say to that is like you're just not listening to enough music, man. Like you're not listening to enough music. I think, you know, you guys have to listen to other people's music. You have to be able listen, man. Like he's definitely he need the pocket to be. He need to be in the pocket, and he's just not in the pocket. He's just kind of like he's just kind of going. You know what I'm saying, Cass? Like he's going, like he's rapping, and it's just like just going, line after line, line after line. And it's like if I'm in the room and I'm like, yo, boy, I need you to take a breath. I need you to hit the cadence. I need you to show us that you know how to have that breath control, know that you know how to flow onto the beat. And the beat is breaking down. And the beat is breaking down. You know what I'm saying? So it may be that Lonnie is only gonna take one free joint per person. So that's the only way that's how it works, to kind of give it a little bit of, to make things a little bit more fair. You have to realize that I have a whole different queue here with a whole bunch of people that submitted before you did. So, right. So you gotta have to do it that way. So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. But like I was saying, man, with this record from Flash Pape Vic, man, it's like, I want people to also pay attention to the simple fact that he got a video out and he's actually recording and putting a video out, right? This is also a good indication of him, and that he's serious about what he's doing. He's trying to create what he's trying to create. And I tell my producers to always look out for these things for the artists that, one, are putting out good songs, two, the ones that are curating their socials properly, three, the ones that are creating content consistently, putting out videos, high quality videos. Like, these are the telltale signs of people who have some sort of organization, some sort of infrastructure, some sort of financial backing. And this kind of gives us a low-key indicator of how far they'll go in this business, right? Because these are the things that we're looking for when we're kind of trying to develop new talent. We're trying to see how hungry people are. This is the first thing that's really we're paying attention to. How hungry are you? How dedicated are you to doing it, right? Are you doing it when you're not making any money, right? Two, are you investing in yourself, right? The only way that we can really see your investment is by the way that you are creating your songs, your artwork, your videos, right? The things that you're going to have to pay for. Are you promoting your record? Like, if you're paying for those things, we know that you're not only dedicated to it, but we know that you're investing in yourself, right? Like, these things are very important, because why should we invest our time in you if you're not willing to invest into yourself, right? Like, these are the things that are very important, right? So when we're asking people to, say, for example, say you have a low barrier to entry, you have some folks who submit records for me to listen to, and you know they're like, man, I'm number 1700. All right, well, you have a barrier to entry to get in front of me while I'm live, right? Are you going to invest in yourself for you to do that? That's just the bottom line of that, right? And what happens is if that becomes your barrier, right? Or if you value my opinion, if you value my time, if you value my position, if you respect my records, if you respect my production, if you respect the things that I've done and the information that I'm doing, it's a small barrier to entry, right? And then once folks, but this is for me to see who's serious. I need to know who's serious, right? We have to put things in. We have to put in the infrastructure to see who's serious and who's really about what they say they're about, right? Because the people that are serious, I show up for those folks. I'm showing up for those folks, and them folks can tap my line, and them folks can get the information that they need, and I'm mentoring them directly, right? And that's really what it's about. It's about making sure that the folks are serious about what they want to do, right? Folks may think it's about the money, but it's more so about the mindset, right? It's about the mindset of like I said, I want like-minded people to be in my circle, all right? If they're not like-minded people, I can't have it, right? Because it's going to be the energy that helps things move forward. If the energy is wrong, if people are coming in with different types of weird types of things going on, then, I'd prefer you just kind of keep it pushing, right? It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Shout out to people who have been submitting their songs. Shout out to people who are looking into the new platforms that I am recommending. Shout out for those folks who are checking out those things, who are trying to get their music out in front of them. I know what it's like to have a new artist, right? I know what it's like, right? I've done everything. I've pressed up cassettes. I've pressed up vinyl. I paid for DJ clubs, promo clubs. I've paid for showcases. I've judged a ton of showcases. When I came to Atlanta, I was part of this whole circuit of things, trying to find talent. I was literally in the street listening for people's music. I was on those panels. I had one show where I was on the panel with Jazzo, and we over there and we're listening to joints. That's Jay-Z's mentor, right? And we're listening to music, and we're listening to these artists, and we're trying to see what's next, man. People are trying to really see what's next, and I was really outside trying to do it, and I'm now on live, and I'm trying to find those next people. Because this is really the name of the game. It's really trying to see who's next, who's serious, who's really trying to get out here and make it happen. But I can say it till I'm blue in the face. Yeah, if you're in Atlanta, bro, if you've been in Atlanta, I was out here in them coast to coast joints, if you remember those. A few bigger ranking joints, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was out here, man. Shout out Tampa Mystic, a few people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really was outside here trying to really see what people are trying to do out here in Atlanta. And Atlanta's a different place. Much different from New York, I can tell you that. Much different from New York, you know what I mean?
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to everybody that jumped into the live, man. I'm about to wrap this thing up. Like I said, folks, check out soundsurge.com. Make sure you're discovering the new artists. If you're an artist that's already on there, on the chart, has been submitted in, and make sure you're checking out some other people at the same time, man. The only way it works is just that real artists support real artists, and real fans support real artists. You know what I'm saying? So until we get real fans, then we gotta support each other until we get that point. Shout out Tampa Mystic. You know what time it is. You know how Bigger Rankin was tight, man. Super tight. Rest in peace, Bigger Rankin, man. I think the last time I seen them, the last time I did one of their joints, they was together. That was a few years back, though. Rest in peace, Alley Boy, man. That's Alley Boy, man. That's my dog, man. You know, we all over that definition of fuck shit. Yeah, 4 songs on that bitch. Purgatory. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Shout out to Pesh Mayweather, man. Yeah, man. That's my dog, man. Lonnie, you gotta think about it, man. Like, you gotta think about it, like I've had the distinct pleasure of working with Shorty Low, Alley Boy, Trouble, Little Keed, Big Pun, Prodigy, Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to all these brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you would be very hard to find anybody who has a unique resume like ours. The stories that we tell as it relates to these type of artists from New York to Atlanta, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that could say they have been able to do any songs with these types of artists. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out all those guys, man. Shout out Big Bank. You know what I mean? Duct Tape, Ball. El Dorado Red. You know what I'm saying? We here. About to get up out of here. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one tomorrow. If y'all got something you want me to listen to, make sure y'all are submitting it. We'll look into it first thing as we get in. Everybody be safe until tomorrow, man. Kaz, I'm gonna hit you up on the other platform. I need my guys to start jumping on this curation thing. So, you know, we'll talk about it. I think there's a unique opportunity for y'all. Especially because you've been hosting some live streams. So I think it'll be something that'll be really good to kind of boost your situation. But we'll talk about it. Peace, y'all.